Hello everyone, it's Captain Cairo here. I had a really good deadlift day. I went up to 350 pounds and I thought to myself, there is something missing. So after that I was challenged to pull out the bar from the weight, just like Arthur pulled the sword from the stone, making him the king, which made me the king of YouTube fitness. So now that I'm the king of YouTube fitness, I have a lot of obligations to help you out with things like progressive overload. Because I've been talking about progressive overload a couple of times and I never explained it, I thought to myself, what do I tell my subjects about that? And I thought about something, how to explain it to you. I'm gonna keep it really simple, so let's get right into it. First of all, if you've made it this far into the video, congratulations, you're one out of not so many who did it, and I'm rooting for you. Progressive overload. Basically, progressive overload is nothing else than increasing your workload from training to training or from time to time, so you stress your body more than you used to before to make it grow more muscle. What does that mean? So basically, let's say I can do 10 push-ups. 10 push-ups is all I can do. I do 10 push-ups for a week every day. Turns out now that I've done it for a week, I can do 11. If I don't do 11 though, and I stay with the 10 push-ups every day, my muscles won't grow anymore because they're used to the stimuli. They made it stronger so I can stay at 10 push-ups. But if I don't increase more than 10 push-ups, I'm gonna stay at the same strength level, and this is why we progressively overload. Which means, basically, I'm gonna do 11 push-ups next time. The time after that I'm gonna do 12, the time after that I'm gonna do 13, etc. And with every time I get a little bit stronger because I'm progressively overloading. Now, as you can see, progressive overload is not what happens to your conservative parents when you tell them that it's okay to be gay. No, progressive overload is actually you increasing the workload on your training so you get stronger. One way to do that is the most common way, and the most common way is, you guessed it, increasing the weight. So instead of doing 20 pounds, I do 30 pounds, I do 40 pounds, I do 50 pounds. With every time I increase just a little bit, or with every 2 weeks or 3 weeks I increase a little bit, which makes me a little bit strong. Now, are there other ways to progressively overload? And the answer to that is fuck yeah, you can do a lot of things. You don't just have to increase weight, you can increase the time under tension. So instead of holding it for like 1, 2, you can hold it for 1, 2, 3. What else can you do? You can increase the training frequency. So instead of going training like twice a week or training every body part once a week, you can train every body part twice a week, which increases your net time where you're training, which is progressive overload. What else can you do? If you're a runner, you run 10 kilometers, next time you run 11 kilometers, the time after that you run 12 kilometers. There's also progressively overloading. Now, there is certain things you gotta be careful with, and one of them is overtraining. So if you're constantly increasing your workload, you will reach a certain point where you can't increase it anymore. First of all, without getting injured or without getting weaker, because you're doing too much, your body doesn't have the time to recover, and this is gonna make you weaker. So we want to stay in the lane of doing more but not overdoing it. Now there's a lot of people like Greg Doucette who tell you every workout has to be stronger and harder than the next one, but that's not true. Not everyone has to be the hardest workout that you've ever done. Depends on what you want. If you want to be a bodybuilder and if you want to be like 200 pounds in 6 months, then yeah, of course, fuck, go ahead, man. Train every time harder, but you're gonna get injured and you're gonna have a lot of problems later on. I'm not a friend of training every time harder, but I'm a friend of training harder, of course, because without progressive overload, there's not going to be any growth for you. Now, keep that in mind when you're training. I know it's a little bit hard. Sometimes we get just into the routine and then we know we're doing 4 sets of 6 and 4 sets of 8, and I already know it and I can do it without concentrating. Yeah, well, you're not going to get that far. So, I know it's hard. Stay motivated. Try to change it up a little bit. You can also progressively overload by doing different exercises. So instead of doing the normal squat every time, you can start front squatting, which is going to recruit other muscles and make you stronger even. So there's a lot of ways to do this. Just choose the way that you like the most. Be careful that you don't overdo it. Don't hurt yourself. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't, tell me to fuck off in the comment. I'll see you pretty soon. Captain Cairo, your new king. Peace out.